Good morning, guys. Welcome to 11 Years of Nappies. Welcome to Tuesday, Mom's Chat. Today we're going to do something a bit different. I'm not just going to direct my talk to moms, but to women in general out there. So we'll call it Women's Chat Tuesday today. Today my chat is going to be around us as women, and I think how easy we find it to criticize each other, be negative, be judgmental, and just not even think twice about doing it. So this morning after dropping off my kids, I stopped at the Pick and Pay to buy some stuff. And I was in the queue and I had two ladies in front of me discussing another lady that they saw over the weekend and talking about how much weight she's gained and she's not looking good, she's not looking happy, she's um, just generally not looking good. So from what I could gather is they probably haven't seen her in a while, and now that they've seen her, they weren't happy with what they saw. And I just stood there and I thought to myself, did anyone bother to have a conversation with the lady and ask her, is she happy? Is she content with where she's at? Because she might be blissfully happy with her weight gain. And people have a perception that if you are a certain size in 2005, so you a size 30 in 2005, and then 10 years later, 2015, they expect to see a size 30. You don't know. Maybe she's quite happy being a size, whatever size she is, but we're so quick to judge and to talk, and we don't know what her journey's been since the last time you saw her. We don't know if she's in pain, if she's a broken person, or if she's happy. We don't know that, but we're so quick to judge, but we always have negative things to talk about. So that's the gist of my conversation today, is why do we find it so easy to do those things? If we look in the world today, there's so many people, not just women, but there's just so many people that are hurting, that's broken, that just need a hand or a touch on the shoulder just to say it's going to be okay, just some encouraging words instead of the norm, criticizing, being negative, and putting someone down because of whatever your insecurities is, or whatever you think their insecurities may be. And we find it so quick to find joy in somebody else's pain and somebody else's brokenness, instead of, again, lending a hand and just saying that it's going to be okay. So for me today, I'd like to once again challenge every woman out there to try and be good to at least one person. Whether it's at work, it's a colleague, a friend, a family member, a neighbor, anyone. But just to be good, to see what someone's need is and just to try and help. I know we can't save the world. I'd love to save the world. I know we can't do that, but just to touch one person a day, I think can make a difference. I mean, if you know of someone that's not okay, that's going through stuff, why not just reach out and hand on the shoulder. I don't know what you're going through. You don't really need to tell me what you're going through, but I can see you're not okay. But whatever it is, just encourage. Nothing lasts forever. Just as the seasons change, so does everything in our lives. Our Reverend Carl preached a sermon on Sunday around it's having an encounter with God and praising and worshiping Him. But what stood out for me was when he mentioned that we must and always remember where we come from. To never think that we are better than the next person, because at some point in our lives we were not okay. And I always say one of the mottos in my life is to always try and be the person that I needed in my life when I was going through stuff. So to always try and be that person that I know in my heart I needed. And I always ask God to always allow me to remember and never forget where I come from, because that will always allow one to remain humble, number one, And I think when you remember where you come from, it will always allow you to be a giver and to serve and to help. But when you serve and when you help, it comes from a place of knowing. And there's no better thing to do or to experience than helping someone or serving someone from a place of knowing where that person is at. You know, I'd like to think that, we've all been through some hardships, pain in our lives. And when serving someone or when helping someone, always remember that place. So come from that place when doing it. And I think the next person would just be so grateful to know that you were there at some point. And now they can look at you and kind of have hope that, okay, I can also make it. If she's gone through it and, she's where she's at today, or God has done for her what he's done for her, he can do it for me. We go through things not just for ourselves, but to help the next person. I'm never ashamed to tell people my story of where I come from, of a place of not having, where people would lend a helping hand, or people will kind of help in, and or just be there for you, whether it's in prayer, whether it's bringing you stuff, whether it doesn't matter what it is. I come from that place. So when I give, it comes from a place of knowing, a place of knowing in terms of being a mother. You don't know where the next pack of nappies is coming from, but somehow God moves the heart of a single man with no children to buy your daughter nappies. So not just to give, but to encourage and share your story, and not be ashamed to share your story, because you went through it for a reason, so that you can uplift the next person, be there for the next person, encourage the next person that you can make it. When you're in a queue in a mall, a center, a Pick n Pay, a Checkers, doesn't matter. If someone behind you, in front of you, or even your cashier that's helping you is looking down, not okay, looking sad or whatever, hand on the shoulder. I don't know what you're going through, but at some point in my life, I was not okay. Nothing lasts forever. You're going to make it, and bless them. Tell them, may God bless you in the overflow. May God, be with you, help you. Someone at work that doesn't have, pack an extra sandwich, and just doesn't have to be a full-on conversation to make the person feel bad. Drop the sandwich on their desk, a little note, God bless you. May God meet you at the point of your need. Something simple as, there's a young lady in our church that whenever I see her, my heart just kind of drops, And I think one knows the people that really are in need, that really needs help. I think your heart and your spirit will tell you who it is. So there's this young girl in our church, where when I look at her, my heart is moved, okay? So what I've decided to do is, I don't need to have a full-on conversation unless she's willing to, but I don't need to know all the detail of where she's at and what's wrong. But all I know is I can see a need. So I decided on Sunday, told my kids and my husband in the car, that come month end, I am going to, when I do toiletry shopping for myself, I am going to pack 2 of everything. So for myself and for her. Then I'm going to pack it in a lovely toiletry bag or gift bag, and I'm going to give it to her every month and just bless her. Go to her after service and just hand it to her. And I do that again because of a place of knowing what it is to not have. There's too many people that's in need for us to want to lift our noses and think that we're better. And I think that comes from a place of either forgetting where you come from, or it comes from a place of maybe you've never been through hardships. We all have a journey, we all have a story. And I think the more we share our stories with people, the more hope we'll be able to give to the next person, that it's going to be okay. You might not feel it now, you might not see it now, but it's going to be okay. So guys, God bless. That's my woman's chat for the day. Let's just